Welcome to the Chicken Report. Today's topic, Fivio Foreign's new album, Bible. Right off the back, first opinion of it, trash. I think the album is trash. If this was the album, if this was the artwork, if this was the masterpiece that you was bringing to New York to restore the feeling, to pick up the pieces where Pop Smoke left off at, if this was the album, trash. This is a trash album. Now, first, I want to go to the positives of this album. I'm going to go to the positives first. The positive things on this album is this is a well-produced album. I'm going to give Fivio some credit on a few things, and we're going to go through them. So pretty much the first half of this album, I'm going to say the first 2 or 3 songs, I was feeling pretty good. I was loving the production, and I wasn't irritated at first with his rhyming patterns and his schemes and his cadences and his ad-libs. At the first 3 songs, I really felt like this was going to be a journey, and this is going to be something really good. But as we're going through this album, as I'm going through and I'm skimming through this album and listening to the songs, every song just sounds repetitive. His rhyme scheme, his rhyme pattern, and I understand that's his niche, where he repeats the line over for the second bar, but it gets boring. It gets stale. It gets really dumb really quick, and it gets old. And it gets to a point where it's just like, it's coming. When he says the line, the stupid thing he does. When he says the line and he says the line and repeats the line over, it gets stale. We're talking about how many songs are on this album? We're talking about 17 songs of repetitive jibber jabber, nonsensical nonsense. The star of this album is the production. The production on this album was stellar. I love the beats. I love the samples. I even like the 2 songs where he did the Neo flip and he did the Beyonce flip. I like those songs. I like the love songs, and I like the Say My Name joint. I like those 2 songs. But this album was supposed to be the drill manifesto. This album was supposed to put Brooklyn drill back where it needed to be. This was supposed to be the album to pick up where Pop Smoke left off at. And if you want me to give my honest opinion, this album did not do that. This album fell short. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that, if this is your debut album, I think this is a good album for you to pick up off at. This is a good starter album. This is a good joint. This is your first album. I don't know Fivio Foreign to put out great albums. I've only heard that one mixtape he did, the BC joint. So I don't know him to put out great albums. So if this is his starting point with albums, then I would give him a D minus. I would give him a D minus, but it's a great starting point for you to grow as an artist. But if you want me to give my honest opinion on the piece of work that he put out, Bible by Fivio Foreign, it's trash, and it's mostly trash because of him. He didn't come with that same energy, like songs like Trust, songs like Weddy, songs like 13 going on 30. This was the type of energy that I wanted on this album. This is the type of energy I was fiending for on this album, and I didn't get that. I got a lot of nonsense on this album. I got a lot of repetitiveness on this album. I got a lot of, what song I hated the most? And it's because of him. That song, Hello. That song, Hello, is such a well-produced song, and the features on it was great, but it was just Fivio's performance on that song that made it trash. Fivio was lazy on this album. He didn't give his best performance. He didn't spit, to the best of his ability. He relied on his non-whimsical, trash, lazy rhyme scheme of him being repetitive over and over Saying the same line over and over, that's not lyrics. That's not bars, bro. That's laziness. You know, you might be able to coast on a few songs, you know, a couple club songs like that. But if you get into an album, if you're going to give people your soul, you're going to show people what you have to offer on an album. You was lazy, sir, and you deserve a D minus for this album. This album does not pick up where Pop Smoke left off at. Pop Smoke dropped a classic album. One of the most classic posthumous albums I've seen in a very long time. And if this was supposed to pick up the pieces and pick up where Pop Smoke left off at, I, sir, believe that you did not get the job done. And that's my take. I'm true and living. Fivio Foreign's new album, B.I.B.L.E. Trash. Thank you for joining me.